Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Welcome back to the morning chat part 2. I had to make another video about this thing, and I just remembered when I ended the last video that I think is kind of cool and for a lot of people to consider if you want to live an RV lifestyle. What is it? It's coming up. Welcome back. What it is, houses are about $600,000. About $450,000, I think, is the latest average I've heard. So, what is so great, or what would be a good idea regarding being retired and getting yourself an RV? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's doing exactly what I'm doing. You know, rather than going into these subdivisions, if you don't have the money, and that's not anything you absolutely got to live in, if you're considering an RV for retirement and you have your Social Security, why not get yourself a good tow vehicle or a Class C that you can drive if you don't want to tow something and go through all that, hooking up something, or even a small Class A, and living in an RV and moving where it's cheap to live, and there's so many places that have long-term, 3 months, 6 months, a year, that you can live half of what it costs for any kind of an apartment. And you can get out of certain areas at certain times of the year when the weather changes, like where it gets cold or where it gets super hot. You can just start the engine, your tow vehicle or your RV, and go to the next place. Now, if you look at YouTube, there are quite a few YouTubers that are full-time RVers like myself, but they don't sit still like I do. I go off every now and then. I've had some medical issues that's kept me grounded for a while, but they seem to be making content on always going a month or two here or there, whether it be quartzsite or a northern part of the country, New Mexico, higher elevations, and then down south in the wintertime. So I think it's a great way to live an exciting life, to see different things, revisit the same people that you've made acquaintance with, and what a life, and cheap. You don't have to maintain a home base or keep a home somewhere. If you can afford that, that's fine. Maybe you just want to live in a sticks and bricks and have an RV that you can keep beside your house so you don't have to store it somewhere and pay for that. And when the weather is cold or hot, you can leave that area and go north or south for, like the snowbirds do around South Florida here. They're all here from Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, New York, and they stay here from October, November, or just after Christmas right through Easter. And then they all bail. They all go back home. As soon as spring hits, they're out of here. They don't want to be down here with 100. Well, it doesn't get that hot here, but it feels like it. Humid, mosquitoes, no fun. I mean, it's really miserable, just like it is in Vegas and Utah and stuff in the summer in July and August. Too hot. T-O-O-O-O-O, hot. So it's kind of hot everywhere in the summer. I get that. And in the winter, you've got milder winters, and then you've got in the summer milder summers at some places that accept RVs that you can go. You can even go for free. They got you can get a Class B or something like that and live surreptitiously, without paying. They got Cracker Barrels. I met a guy the other day. He stays here the whole winter at the 1 or 2 Cracker Barrels in my area. He bounces back and forth the entire winter. They don't have any problem with him. He's been doing it for years. I said, really? I said, why don't you just, get a place in here or somewhere like this, around town? He says, well, I don't want to be here year round. And those deals are generally offered for year round people. And some of them that want for short term, like 3 months or so, they want all the money up front. And he's like, well, Cracker Barrel looks good to me. He's got a generator, and what he does is he comes here and other places where there's a dump station and dumps his black tank Now, if I was in his shoes, and he may already do this, I would be a member of Planet Fitness where I could go there most mornings and shower and work out and do what I got to do. And then in the evening and during the day when I can't use facilities somewhere else, got to work it out. You got to be tough. I would have my own facilities, but you don't want to overuse them because then they got to go through the trouble of going somewhere and dumping it. But remember, he's mobile. He's not hooked up to water and electricity. He is, enjoying the weather we're having right now. Now it gets warm enough. I guess he can run his generator during the day. And what he told me is he actually goes over here to Coquina Beach, where there's huge shaded areas and parking for RVs that are allowed to be there all day until, late at night. And then, you have to go out. But you can sit there and run your air conditioning, and it's just something he's used to. Personally, I would rather, in the beginning of my video, just go somewhere and pay, find places I can pay to have the full hookups with infinite water, infinite sewer available. I don't want to be in a parking lot. For a week or two, like I did in Tropicana or something, no problem. No problem. But for like the whole winter or the whole summer, no. I would need to pay. But that's cheaper than an apartment. If you're not maintaining a home base somewhere, you've got the money to pay your rent as you go when you go other places. And sometimes in between getting from point A to point B, you can stay for free, like at Love's truck stops and things like that. And then when you get to one of these places, make it permanent for about a month. Pay a month's rent or two. I mean, if the weather's going to be good, and just do that. Or stay right the hell where you're at, right here in Palm Beach County. I mean, that's where I used to live. Palm Beach County or Manatee County or Sarasota County or over in Laughlin and burn your butt up. You have to get one of those air conditioners they put on the outside of an RV that's like a mobile home air conditioning. That's what everybody has out there. They don't use these roof airs because they won't cool. They only cool 20 degrees below the outside ambient temperature. If it's 100 degrees, 120 degrees out there, it's going to be 100 inside the camper. So these are worthless. You have to get one of those air conditioners. You see everybody's got them. Or they'll have two window air units in the windows. I don't know how you fit it in the window. I'm not tearing my windows up. But I'm not going to go through that. But there's all these ways that you can live in an RV and be a little bit more nomadic, be a little bit more classy, like around here. Everybody stays here for 6 months or longer. We've got beautiful slabs and storage and all the facilities and beautiful power posts with 50 and 30 amp. And the whole world is just outside the walls here for shopping, malls, eateries, the freeway. To me, this is it. But some people, there's all areas. They would live in New Mexico at a state park for $3 a day and still have water and maybe electric too. So there's lots of ways you can beat the high rent or owning a home or a condo or something by getting yourself an RV. Let's say you're just getting your Social Security, you're approaching retirement, you got a little bit of savings, and you make an investment and you pay cash, you get you an older one, but nice. So many of these people, there's a bunch of them stored out here. They don't even use them. And they're like brand new. Just make sure the tires are good. And you could do that for like a year or two. Live your life, experience this lifestyle. It may carry on. And then you may say, it's not for me. I'm ready to, the market could change. I'm ready to rent. Rents came down $500 or more a month. Wishful thinking. Houses came down $200,000 or $300,000. Wishful thinking. And you could then buy and reinvent, reinvest, and start over in that way. But bide your time. Find yourself a niche like I'm doing. I'm still going around to the same stores that all these people are around here. I'm going to the same parks, the same malls. And then they're going home to a high dollar. Now maybe they got this coming in every month. Taxes, HOA, insurance, mortgage payment, and a whole list of bills. And I'm debt free, and I'm right here in the midst of it with them. I can go over here to St. Armand, Lido Beach, and walk shoulder to shoulder with multimillionaires and crush it.